Well, hello everyone. Happy Throwback Thursday, and the rotation leads us to a Lego Movie review, and this one's on Creative Ambush from 2014. So on the front of the box here, we have the Lego Movie logo, and border as all the sets do, and all the minifigs included, and picture of everything going on in action around Bricksburg, and recommended ages is 8 through 14. Set number 70812 has 473 pieces. On the back side of it, you have another picture of everything in action and all the features of it, and ad for the like a movie video game, of course. Now onto the two instruction manuals, which same picture as on the front of the box, and kind of everything, and of course different shapes that they oftentimes did with separate manuals at that time, of course. And first of which, on the back, how to win on the online survey, and then add for the 2-in-1 sets, which I previously reviewed on Throwback Thursday, and a little promotional poster finding the piece of resistance, of course, and then the last building steps for that. And then second manual. On the back, advertisement for the video game that there was. All the pieces that come with the set. And then advertisement of Lego Club. And then a bunch of minifigs from the DC wave from the time. And then advertisement for some other various sets which I previously reviewed, and last steps. So for the minifigs that we have, first off is Kabob Bob, of which with quite good torso printing with the apron print that goes like both from to the torso and to the legs, of which works out quite well for that, and especially slight printing for the hip part of it, and lines up quite well for that. And however, the face printing, which we probably saw on some various city minifigs or just for this theme or whatever, and then also have the little cap piece, of which is that we have first seen in some collectible minifig series, but now in red and have the exclusive printing to it, of course, which most likely to be a kebab on fire, of course. Oops. And that is about in there. And then next to which we have Executive Ellen, which is also exclusive to this set. Well, all minifigs in this set are exclusive to it, but however, for Executive Ellen here, of which the hairpiece of which, like we've seen a lot of times before, and also on Mia in Ninjago, and however, not only like printing for that, and of course holding the suitcase briefcase piece, of course, and of course definitely one that you can fit into your Lego cities or city mocks or whatever. And the last of which is Sud's Backwash, which with some like quite good torso printing for a Western character, and especially same with the face printing with the curved handlebar mustache, and also the boiler hat piece, but in brown. Nice to see there, and not only like printing for that, and then last of which is Root Beer Bell, which with a kind of similar dress to that of a Western Wild Style, which came in the collectible minifig series from the time, and but however the hairpiece of which, like we've seen a lot of times before, but although the face printing I'm pretty sure might have come on some other sets, which, but I'm not sure then. And then however the dress piece is still done with a large jagged slope for that, so kind of easy to pop off, of course. at least until they kind of fixed that on some Star Wars minifigs in 2018 or so. But yeah. And then onto the back torso printings on each of them. And of course, Executive Ellen, only one with a double-sided face with a quite shocked, scared expression for that. But however, the back torso printing on all of them, quite good for that. Especially Kebab Bob, showing the rest of the apron or rest of the shirt or whatever. And that is about it with all these minifigs here. And first up for the builds is this Micromanager, which kind of similar to like most of the other Micromanagers, but does have a few alterations and tweaks here and there, but also some similar bits to all of them, since obviously they're a large army and really see a whole ton of them in the movie. And obviously, what's different spread throughout the sets, obviously. Now, it was kind of similar to the ones that came in Rescued Reinforcements, Next Throwback Thursday, and also the extra large one that came in Mel Beard's Duel, of course. But however, it is kind of a downscaled one of those, since obviously has the leg pieces from that. Whereas the leg switch has a couple hanging brackets held on by center kind of round plate for that, and then inverted jagged slope with studs on it to represent toes, and then back bar, which sort of like back heels. Those made with those car hood pieces of that. Nice to see there. And then with the like kind of jointed 1x2 brick and this technic bit to that connects it upwards. So kind of get a few more clippy joints in the legs, and also kind of a swivel at the hip, which so do get plenty good posability through that. And then as for the arms, of which also kind of the same as a couple other ones, which but obviously a small scale version of it. And so not much to say there. And then as for the whole body piece of part of which all of which done quite the same as most of the other Micromanagers, but of course the only variation is the face print or front face print, like about 2 flat studs represented as eyes, and then also vents on top on this side of which, and but on the back side is just a little clip piece, and which I'll kind of mention in a minute. And then one asymmetric part of it is on this one side that has a quick-fire missile to it, and does look quite well for that. And also kind of held by the couple of long cheese slopes for that, and then also for that that clip part back there is actually probably just to hold on to it for the back, or unless if there was an extra one that came in this set for that. I'm not sure though, but yeah. And so now that is about it with this Micromanager. And now on to the Kebab Flyer, which quite a unique vehicle that it is. So now, little thing to note is that, and of course, like some of the other builds, like the Getaway Glider, most likely just hodgepodge of regular pieces, but rebuilt into a unique vehicle for that. So in this one's case is just from a kebab stand rebuilt into a plain vehicle, like on the front part of which have a couple of frying pans but used as like headlights or whatever, and then large curved slope downwards, and then a couple of gauges is probably just as additional lights or whatever, and then also the sign that says Kebab's Bob, or Bob's Kebabs, of course. And then a couple of wedge bricks on the sides of which, and then a couple of lever pieces on there, of which one in red, one in yellow, most likely to match with the back part of it, there, and enough space to insert a kebab bob into it. And then also you get about 4 of the four similar wheels on each end, well, that are on like hinge parts of which, but in this case used as thrusters for that. And of course, although in the original, I'm pretty sure that in the original form that he had it as was most likely just as wheels as a roll around type of stand. But yeah, but then on the farther sides of which have a couple of cups or mugs, coffee mugs, classic mugs, but one in yellow, one in red for that. And then also a couple of condiments here, probably for ketchup and mustard for that, and a couple of knives to cut the kebab meat for that. And then also this brown part of it on top of which, and also this hinge with a plate and or 2x3 plate with the grilled pieces in trans red to be a heater for that. And then as you like turn it, it's supposed to be like it roasting, or maybe you just turn it from the Technic gear in the back. But however, if done like here, it just feels kind of useless for that. Or maybe it's just represented with the gears making it work or something. And then have a couple of tile pieces, or a couple of 1x2 tiles with unique prints that we've seen a lot for that. Then as for the wings here, which are just made of chalkboard menus, like this one saying sandwiches and drinks for that, and then one of which saying shish kebabs and Bob's specials for that, and then also you have a little bit of kebab foot-fire missile, also, of course. So at least good bit of playability through this. And then as for the back sail part, which is made of 2 airplane tail fin pieces, but with stickers on them saying Octan's Tasty Meat on it, and then also a stripy balcony part in both yellow, orchid orange, and red. And as on the back side, which just a couple curved slopes going upwards to the design for that. So aside from that, not much going on for it. And that is about it there. And now on to this Wild West biplane. Which obviously from first glance is kind of a traditional biplane build, which is a 2-winged airplane for that, which we kind of seen much of, but in this case used as this. But also it's just made of pieces from various Wild West stuff, like we saw with the small getaway glider, of course. Now onto the front part of which has a propeller that spins like so, and then which is on top of this large barrel kind of bit to it, or half barrel kind of part, and then also semi-truck pipe parts, most likely represented as additional guns or whatever, and then also a few engine parts, most likely from something steam driven in the Western world, and then also a car hood piece with a large sticker on it with a cow skull part to it, or cow symbol on it, and then also in this upper part of which has a little curved slope saying saloon on it, most likely just broken up from bits of a saloon to do so, and then also this car rim piece to make it more finished, and then have these little extra bits to it to hold the 2 wings sets in place, and then also have some more dark brown pieces and a couple of long plates with stickers to look like planks of wood on them, and then also these window shutters on top, and then right above it, which is a couple bottle pieces in both trans green and clear, which maybe to represent lights on it or something. And then on both sides of which have a couple cannons for that, which we all probably know how they go, like is for these cannon pieces in the back of it, or cylinder pieces in the back. You can like insert into it, and then, and obviously if you know how they go, like, okay, it's supposed to launch off. Maybe I didn't have it in deep enough. Yeah, like so. And then on the various ends of the wings are just these extra adjustable flap parts that have little dartboard printings on round tile pieces, so probably to add as extra detailing or whatever. But yeah. And then as for this like center cockpit section, which as you see does have a faucet piece, which is most likely from Friends or even as far back as Belleville. Oh yeah, but nice to have in gold there, and also to use outside of Belleville and all. But it also does have a little jumper piece or jumper tile in there to like stand root beer bell into and man fly it, of course. Then on the back, a little further down the which is kind of a little keyboard or a little piano keyboard with tile piece with musical notes on it. And also, like on the box cover, which shows Sud's backwash, like either frontwards like that, or you can just have him backwards playing this piano, of course. And then farther back of which has the like a little back fin tail parts that are made of the classic treasure chest pieces and classic whip pieces on top of which, oh wait, one of them does have something going on in it. But if you like, get your thumb on this tiles on this vent slope, and then pull it upwards, and stick a dynamite would just bomb drop right out. But you can also let the minifigs hold them in their hands if you wanted. And then as for the like back tail wing, which does have a couple stickers on both sides, like this one, which that has a wanted for $500 poster or to it, and then on the other side of which sort of a tab thing or tab form on it, and then also have a couple barrels on the back side, not sure what for, and then with the transreg cones underneath it, and then probably acting as like back shooters or something to shoot the micro managers behind them, and then also an extra window outing part or window shade part, but acting as like a back tail flap for it, or air rudder, better wording. And then let me get everything together. So now for the final verdict on this set is overall, I think this is a pretty good or really good set for how it is. Like for $40 in 2014, which is most likely around 50 today, but this Switch quite good for how it is. Like, do you get 3 interesting builds for it? Like one micromanager and 2 mismatch built or rebuilt vehicles for that, like one of City / Bricksburg and one of Western of Wild West World part of it, but also a little bigger one of it than the Getaway Glider, of course, and also 4 exclusive minifigs for that. Well, 2 Western ones, which also great to use in a Wild West mock if you wanted. Same with all the with those pieces in this set, also usable for that. So like for the $40 that it was, still quite good for that. Unlike with some other $40 sets, which are sometimes just a whole single build and barely much going on for that. But this Switch plenty going on for that, and it's 3 separate builds, which, and regardless if for this being a Target exclusive at the time, I think could have worked out as widespread or whatever. Well, aside from that, for the 473 pieces for $40, of which, like we often see with some $40 sets, of which, but however, this Switch, kind of one of the good ones for that, and also one of the good sets of this theme. But yeah, and although the Micromanager, I think, could have had a little less going on for that, since maybe make it a flying Micromanager like in some of the sets. Well, maybe it's just to equal out with like ground Micromanagers and air Micromanagers. But still, I can still forgive it as is. But yeah. And now, if any of you still have this set from back in the day, well, I hope you had some good memories of it. And for those of you who haven't and are still looking to get this set, I'd say definitely pick it up. eBay, Bricklink, Mercari, whatever. And that's about it with this video. And that's about it with this video. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.